PR Connections Radio presents.
Welcome to Vegas Hockey Hub Recap here on PRConnectionsRadio.com, the voice of new media. I'm your host, Ian Rachiele. And on this edition of Vegas Hockey Hub Recap, we are going to be breaking down the most recent game between your Vegas Golden Knights and Nashville Predators. And this is going to be a good back and forth matchup here. And there's a lot of great stuff we're going to be talking about on this episode of Vegas Hockey Hub Recap. And go to PRConnectionsRadio.com. Check out all the amazing content we have on the network. There's about a dozen shows on the platform, including Vegas Hockey Hub. So go to the website, PRConnectionsRadio.com, and check out all of the content on there. Also go to the social media pages that we have at Vegas Hockey Hub and on all social media platforms at PR Connection. So go to the YouTube page. We have a Facebook. We have an Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. We are everywhere at Vegas Hockey Hub. And follow your host at Ian J. Rachiele. So this matchup here on a middle of January, a good situation here, and your Vegas Golden Knights are trying to turn a new page. I mean, all their chips are in the middle of the table as they are trying to fix the ways that they have had as of late. Now, everyone knows that there has been a bit of a losing streak when it comes to the Vegas Golden Knights. They have lost 4 of their last 6 games. They're trying to turn this around against Nashville. And there is a lot to cover and a lot to analyze and discuss here on Vegas Hockey Hub Recap. Getting into the pregame notes, there was a parallel move that happened that we are going to go over. And that is that the Vegas Golden Knights, they called up Brendan Brisson. So Brendan Brisson, their 2020 first-round pick, he is now on the NHL roster. He makes his NHL debut. And really interesting situation for your Vegas Golden Knights, because you look at a guy like Brendan Brisson and him making his NHL debut, him doing his rookie lap that they all do in the NHL. It's a tradition at this point. But for a guy like Brendan Brisson, he is someone who he has become a person of conversation, especially in the minors, because in the AHL, he has shown some progression. He has shown that he can be a solid top 6 forward in the AHL. As someone who has watched him in Henderson over the last 2.5 years, there is some positives and some weaknesses that he does have to address. But overall, with Brendan Brisson, him being called up into the Vegas Golden Knights organization, him making his NHL debut, congratulations to Brendan Brisson on that accomplishment. More importantly, you also had the fact that because Brendan Brisson got called up, they also made a parallel move, and Byron Froese has also been recalled from the Henderson Silver Knights. Now, he did make an appearance in the game against Calgary, but that was more on an emergency loan type of situation. Because Jack Eichel was out with an injury, that was the reason why he was quickly called up. But this time, he was called up for a different reason, and was actually called up to replace a different person in the lineup. So Brendan Brisson, him getting called up, making his NHL debut. Byron Froese being called up to Henderson. But Chandler Stevenson being out with an illness is a big deal. Now, Chandler Stevenson had the only goal in the most recent game against Calgary. He has had 7 goals on the season. So far, he has had kind of a modern average season for the Vegas Golden Knights. But unfortunately, it was reported before the game kicked off that Chandler Stevenson is out with an illness. The Vegas flu that has affected Logan Thompson, has affected Keegan Kolesar in this past month. Unfortunately, Chandler Stevenson is out with a situation. Now, anyone who remembers back in the beginning of November, Chandler Stevenson did miss some time as well. So this is the second time this season that Chandler Stevenson has been out with an illness for your Vegas Golden Knights. Hopefully he can come back soon. Hopefully it's not, he's missing multiple games type of situation. But with Chandler Stevenson, him being out with an illness, and the worst news to break out of the pregame notes, NHL All-Star and the Vegas Golden Knights representative to the All-Star game, Jack Eichel, has been put on IR. this is the worst case scenario from that incident he had in Boston. And even though he came back in the Boston game, and even though he actually was a part of that situation, he missed the game against Calgary. He was replaced by Byron Froese in the lineup. But unfortunately, the worst news for him, he will be put on IR. So he is going to miss a certain amount of time for your Vegas Golden Knights. There is no timetable on when Jack Eichel will be coming back, but it is just something that we have to pay attention to and we do have to talk about on this edition of Vegas Hockey Hub Recap. The fact that Jack Eichel is on IR, he will be missing time for your Vegas Golden Knights. So when it comes to that situation there, unfortunately, that is just a situation with Jack Eichel. Now, when it came to the starting lineup for this game, you saw a little bit of interesting lineup changes. Of course, you have Ivan Barbashev and Jonathan Marchessault. They're being teamed up together. And then you had Nick Waugh, who's actually been elevated from the fourth line center. He is now going to be playing on the middle six for your Vegas Golden Knights. Brendan Brisson, he'll be on the same line kind of getting his at-bats here with the Vegas Golden Knights. So the lineup has been changed just a little bit. Byron Froese, him being on that fourth line, of course, for the Vegas Golden Knights. But, when it comes to the Nashville Predators and the Vegas Golden Knights game here, as we're talking about it right now, these roster moves are kind of a self-reflection and kind of a moving parts when it comes to Nashville Predators and Vegas Golden Knights game. So, Logan Thompson once again being in net for your Vegas Golden Knights. And this is actually going to be the third game in a row that Logan Thompson is out there and playing for the Vegas Golden Knights. So him suiting up, him being in net for the Vegas Golden Knights, Logan Thompson once again. Now, we all know about the Adin Hill situation. And yes, there is no timetable on when Adin Hill is going to be back. There's been some speculation that maybe New Jersey or maybe Pittsburgh around that time frame, but there is no definitive answer on when Adin Hill will be back. So until then, Logan Thompson will be in net. Isaiah Saville, of course, him being the backup after the Yuri Patera situation with him being injured in the Colorado game. So you have Logan Thompson, you have Isaiah Saville, but that's going to be your goaltending duo at this present moment in time. So getting into the situation itself, there's a lot of stuff that we're going to be talking about here on the show. And then getting into the game itself at T-Mobile Arena at the Fortress with the Vegas Golden Knights and Nashville Predators game. And to start out the first period, there was a little bit of action in the first 5 or 6 minutes, but unfortunately no pucks go in the back of the net. And then the Vegas Golden Knights would actually be on the penalty kill as there was a tripping penalty against Alexander Carrier, and it would actually create an opportunity for Nashville to be on the power play, but Vegas would take advantage of this and actually do pretty well on the penalty kill as the Vegas Golden Knights would actually be 1-for-1 on the penalty kill. They would prevent the Nashville Predators from getting a puck in the back of the net as there was a tripping penalty halfway in to the first period. So very good job by the Vegas Golden Knights to have that situation there where they have the penalty kill and it executed in the first period. Solid job there by the Vegas Golden Knights. And then about 5 minutes left in the first period, your captain, Mark Stone, with his 13th goal of the season to make it a 1-0 game for your Vegas Golden Knights. Now, this was assisted by Nick Hague and Pavel Dorofeev. And Pavel Dorofeev had an excellent game in this matchup against Nashville. And over the past couple of games, he has really taken off and has really grown as a member of the Vegas Golden Knights. So Mark Stone, 13th goal of the season. And just like a Monster Energy drink, once you have one, you're probably going to have some more. As we're going to see Mark Stone's name be mentioned later on in this game, as this would be his 13th goal of the season. 5 minutes left in the first period for Mark Stone to make it a 1-0 game for your Vegas Golden Knights. And the rest of the first period would be pretty tame. As the end of the first, Vegas would be up 1-0 over Nashville. and the energy was rocking at T-Mobile Arena. You could feel the energy. There was a lot more hustle from the Vegas Golden Knights on the offensive zone there. And you could really see that the Vegas Golden Knights were kind of more in power, more in control in this game between Vegas and Nashville. And considering this is the first game in this series out of a best of 3 that we're going to see later this season, really solid job by the Vegas Golden Knights to really take control in the first period. Solid job by Vegas. Now, after the first period comes to a close, intermission, you get towards the beginning of the second period, you could also see that Logan Thompson was doing a solid job in net. In fact, Logan Thompson doesn't get enough credit here for what he was doing in this game. So I will say that when it comes to your Vegas Golden Knights, Logan Thompson did a stellar job. Now, getting into the second period, not even 90 seconds in to the second period, your captain, Mark Stone, for the second time in this game, has his 14th goal of the season, assisted by, once again, Pavel Dorofeev. And it would be a 2-0 game for Mark Stone, and a really solid job, really good situation there. I like the setup by Pavel Dorofeev. Mark Stone, good execution there to get his second goal of the season, second goal of the game, his 14th of the season. It would be a 2-0 game for the Vegas Golden Knights to begin the second period. And Mark Stone would not be done, as actually later on, a few minutes later, he would get a tripping penalty against Philippe Forsberg. So he would actually go to the box for the Vegas Golden Knights. And for the second time in this game, the Vegas Golden Knights would be on the penalty kill and would execute perfectly. As the Vegas Golden Knights, we actually go 2 for 2 on the penalty kill. They would kill off this tripping penalty, and Nashville would remain at 0. Halfway into the second period, Alexander Carrier would have a tripping penalty against Brett Howden. So for the first time in this game, the Vegas Golden Knights would be on the NV Energy power play, and they would come up just a bit short. There was a goal opportunity on that power play that just missed for the Vegas Golden Knights. And when it came to shots and everything that was happening in this game, Mark Stone and Alex Pietrangelo were just on it in this game. There was 10 shots combined between Alex Pietrangelo and Mark Stone in this game against Nashville. So after the power play opportunity by Vegas that just did not get executed, unfortunately just came up a bit short, there would be a goal for the Nashville Predators, unfortunately, with about 3 minutes left in the second period. So Nashville would be only down by 1 against the Vegas Golden Knights. So Vegas would be up 2, Nashville 1. And you know what? It does happen. Unfortunately, it's just a situation where the Nashville Predators got the puck got past Logan Thompson. So your Vegas Golden Knights would be up by 1, and only a few minutes later, Caden Korzak would get a high sticky penalty. So once again, Vegas goes to the box, but it would not last for long. The 5-on-4 situation would not last for long, as Colton Sissons, he would have a tripping penalty against Braden McNabb. It would actually create a 4-on-4 opportunity for about a solid minute and a half for the Nashville and Vegas. And then Vegas would have about a half a minute to be on the power play for Vegas. And it actually ended up turning out good for the Vegas Golden Knights organization, as about in the second period, Mark Stone, once again, with his third goal of the game. It actually would be a 3-1 situation for the Vegas Golden Knights, as you would actually see hats coming down from the ceiling, hats going everywhere. You know, I even saw like a NASCAR cap going on into the stands because, of course, that's what they do. So when it comes to the Vegas Golden Knights fan base out there at T-Mobile Arena, it was very loud and very passionate for Mark Stone. The fact that he did have a hat trick in this game for the Vegas Golden Knights, your captain with his 15th goal of the season. So overall, a really solid game, and I was actually looking forward to seeing how well the Vegas Golden Knights would do against the Nashville Predators, and they did indeed achieve what they needed to do, as Mark Stone with his 15th goal of the season. So to end the second period, Vegas would be up by 2 against Nashville, and after having a couple of power play opportunities and a couple of penalties on their end, the Vegas Golden Knights would actually enter the third period with a 2-goal advantage. And after a Zach Whitecloud holding penalty about 5 minutes into the third period, Vegas Golden Knights would actually hold on and they would take care of business in this game, as actually about 20 seconds left in the third period. Jonathan Marchessault with an empty netter, his 18th goal of the season, assisted by Alex Pietrangelo and Nick Waugh. It would be a 4-1 situation for your Vegas Golden Knights. And Jonathan Marchessault being one of the best players in the organization's history so far this season, 18 goals on the year. And when you consider what Jack Eichel has done, when you consider what Mark Stone has done, and now with Jonathan Marchessault, a lot of legit goal scorers for your Vegas Golden Knights organization. And as we're doing Vegas Hockey Hub recap here on Vegas Hockey Hub, I'm your host, Ian Rachiele, breaking down this game between the Nashville Predators and Vegas Golden Knights. And what a victory it has been as the Vegas Golden Knights pick up the win 4-1 against Nashville. And you have to give a lot of credit to the offense here for getting the job done for Vegas and doing what they needed to do in this game. A lot of solid stuff happened here. And when it comes to Vegas, I look at it as a positive because now you are back on the winning streak. You're back in the win column. And after having that loss to Calgary at T-Mobile Arena a couple of days ago, you are now getting in the right direction. So instead of losing 4 of your last 6, we can now be positive. We could be an optimist, and we can say the Vegas Golden Knights have won 3 of their last 5 games. That sounds a lot better. So the Vegas Golden Knights, so far in this month, they have a record of 3 wins and 4 losses. But you're going to go up against New York. You're going to go up against Pittsburgh coming up soon to end the homestand for your Vegas Golden Knights. And here is the win-loss record for your Vegas Golden Knights at this moment in time. Vancouver still kind of around that level, competing with them. And, of course, LA and Edmonton are doing what they're doing below Vegas at this moment in time. And then player of the game, I mean, can it go to anyone else? I mean, can the player of the game go to anyone but the person who just had the hat trick, the captain of the Vegas Golden Knights, and that is Mark Stone. And I will mention when it comes to your Vegas Golden Knights organization, the team stats in this game between Nashville and Vegas. Because when it comes to the overall statistics and breaking it down, Nashville had 35 shots compared to Vegas's 29. Nashville doubled their hits against Vegas. Nashville, a very physical team, 48 hits on the game, 21 hits for Vegas. But Vegas, unfortunately, had the double amount of penalty minutes as they had 4 penalties in this game as opposed to Nashville with 2. The one positive that Vegas did do that I will give them a lot of credit for, they went 4 for 4 on the penalty kill. So despite going 0 for 2 on the power play, they go 4 for 4 on the penalty kill. So a solid job tonight by your Vegas Golden Knights, taking care of business, doing what they had to do. I give them a lot of credit there. Solid work by your Vegas Golden Knights. The block shot situation, Nashville had 25. Your Vegas Golden Knights had 21. And the Vegas Golden Knights had 1 more takeaway than the Nashville Predators, 11-10. And the stars of the game, obviously Mark Stone, player of the game in this situation. But you obviously had Pavel Dorofeyev with his 2 assists in this game for your Vegas Golden Knights. And then Logan Thompson, who had 25 saves, who had, 34 saves on 35 attempts for Logan Thompson. So really solid job by Logan Thompson. Good job by Pavel Dorofeyev. And then, of course, your captain, Mark Stone, taking care of business and getting a hat trick in this game for your Vegas Golden Knights. Now, moving forward for your Vegas Golden Knights, we're going to see what they are made of moving forward because you see the defensive pairings. You have Alex Pietrangelo, you have Alec Martinez, who did a really solid job tonight. Brayden McNabb, Caden Korczak. I've noticed that Brayden McNabb has been getting paired with the younger defensemen. he is the veteran that they trust at this point in time. Then you have Nick Hague and Zach Whitecloud, two defensemen who have been able to show some positivity and show some progress on this team. So overall, for your Vegas Golden Knights, plenty of positives that have come out of this game tonight. And when it comes to your Vegas Golden Knights organization, I am looking forward, and you are looking forward to the Nashville. You're looking forward to seeing what the New York Rangers are going to do on a couple of games from now, because you're going to have some weird back-to-backs. The New York Rangers are coming in on the 18th to T-Mobile Arena, and then about on the 26th, we have to go to the iconic venue itself, MSG, Madison Square Garden. So that's going to be a weird back-to-back situation there. The New York Islanders came to T-Mobile Arena on January 6th, and now we're going to be going up to UBS Arena on January 23rd. So overall, for your Vegas Golden Knights, this is the third game in this 5-game homestand. You have New York in a couple of days, and then Pittsburgh on Saturday to round out the homestand. And then next Monday will be the beginning of the 4-game road stand on the East Coast: New Jersey, New York, and then Detroit. So really fascinating for your Vegas Golden Knights to see how they do on this upcoming situation, and really to end the end of the month for your Vegas Golden Knights. And I do have to say this because it did happen today. We saw it on the sports book. We were at the Santa Fe sports book. We saw it happen live. So congratulations to former Vegas Golden Knights goaltender Marc-Andre Fleury. He surpassed and became the I will say congratulations to Marc-Andre Fleury for what he has done, for him to get to that iconic moment. And when it comes to Marc-Andre Fleury, I will say congratulations. Everyone should be saying congratulations to Marc-Andre Fleury for a career milestone, for what he has accomplished in his career. Now, for anybody who does not know what we are talking about, during their recent matchup, Marc-Andre Fleury was in net for the Minnesota Wild, and he picked up the victory in this game, and he ended up getting an iconic moment for him as he won, and surpassed that kind of situation there. So congratulations to Marc-Andre Fleury, as he has now made history. And I will say, when it comes to Marc-Andre Fleury, congratulations to him. Congratulations to his family and everyone who is part of the Minnesota Wild organization, for Marc-Andre Fleury hitting a career milestone tonight. And since we have a couple of minutes here left in the show, I'm going to very quickly give a honorable mention to the Henderson Silver Knights, because in our recent Vegas Hockey Hub recap, they did their throwback night to Las Vegas Thunder, and they lost to the Milwaukee Admirals. So, unfortunate to say, but the Henderson Silver Knights did not pick up the win on throwback night to the Las Vegas Thunder. And this is going to be another edition of Vegas Hockey Hub Recap. I'm your host, Ian Rachiele. And until next time, continue watching hockey, go support junior hockey, and go Knights, go.